Hello YouTube, Kherny here from Kherny.com, and this is my Let's Play Neverwinter, episode 4. Since the last time I've learned something new about the dormitory, which is like a communal sleeping area for the gnomes. I never realised you could actually have straw beds, and I always used to wait and build actual beds with mattresses and headboards and everything for them. So that's something new I've never known about before. So let's build them some straw beds. It's like an intermediary bed before you get to the full-blown decent ones. I'll make it a little bit easier. We'll stick in 9 for the minute, as we've actually got 9 gnomes, but they wouldn't all be sleeping at the same time. I've been playing about with the priority system a little bit since the last episode as well. It's quite important to have a little system in place, makes it quite easier. Right, let's get the gnomes working. Now, I think I'm going to... I've already got one gnome, Tin, who's a builder, wearing some copper armour, and he's carrying a hammer, I believe. He's basically going to be the gnome who's going to be the defender at the beginning anyway. Right, we're doing quite well there. Got a lot of marble. Workshops are coming along nicely. Just need that sawmill up and running. I set all the craft shops now to priority of 5. So they'll be working ahead of the groves, pastures, farms, and any stockpiles. So what I could do with doing the mud is less of an issue, as I can always sell that to any visiting traders who will come on the 5th day of every season. If you look in the top right, if you've got a market stall built, so before the next season I'll have one of them ready. Place actually is in this little room there, for if we can get any visiting gnomes, and we'll sell off all this mud we've been stockpiling. Now everything's progressing nicely. What I'll do is, yeah, all the farms are coming along. We've blocked off those levels, yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a crafter class or profession and assign a few gnomes to it as the initial. Everyone has their own ways of doing things, and you start off at the beginning with a few builders, some farmers, a few miners, a rancher, and a couple of woodcutters, and they have general skills. And you can see, I think it's under the overview on the total different skills that are available, how many of your gnomes actually have those skills under the professions that they're in. So you can see there I've got 2 gnomes capable of doing mining. I've got none that can do smelting, blacksmithing, metalworking. So I'd have to design a profession that would actually cover all the classes where I don't have a gnome currently trading in that. So what I'll tend to do is I tend to create a new profession, call it crafter, and then I take out all the actual non-crafting abilities, so they will be purely crafters. As when you've built up the more workshops, you could have 10 or 12 workshops. So you don't, I like to have a handful of gnomes who will purely be working on that, as you usually need someone turning wood into planks, turning stone into blocks. So it's worth having full-time crafters. Now look, under stone we'll get rid of the mining. We'll have masonry, stone carving. We'll get rid of wood cutting. We don't want them to chop down the trees, but we do want them to do the carpentry and the wood carving. Right, smelting, blacksmithing, metalworking, weapon craft, yep, all of those will be good. Gem cutting, jewellery making, yeah. Weaving, tailoring, yeah. Pottery, yeah. Leatherworking and bone carving, yeah. Engineering. Tinkering, machining, engineering, and mechanics. Yeah. Well, we don't want to do any animal husbandry. Or butchery. No, we leave that. Agriculture. Again, we don't want them tending to any farms or chopping down trees or anything like that. Cooking and brewing. We'll leave that on there, as I tend to have a dedicated cook. But it'll be good if they'll back it up if there's no one else doing it. Now I don't want them to do any of that, being a medic or caring for other gnomes. And I don't want them hauling or constructing. Now a new one of the new patches actually brought in this here. I was trying to figure out last episode, but basically the profession I've just created, crafter, this is the job set of priorities for the profession I've just created. So for craft at the moment, their primary concern is mining, followed by agriculture, building, mechanics, etc. down the line. Now I'm going to change that. Really the only ones I'm concerned about are the ones that I've highlighted here that they'll actually do. So as they won't do any mining, I don't think that's really relevant in the list anyway, no matter where it is, but we will put workshops to the top. Is there anything else that's relevant there? Tinkering. Come underneath the workshops. Mechanics. And I think that's it, and that'll be the crafter class. Now I'm going to rearrange some of these classes as well. My farmers are also going to be ranchers. The builders will be haulers, so it'll be a case of being a builder hauler. So we'll go to the builders, the current existing profession. And at the moment, oh, they do actually, that's what they do, construct and haul. So we'll leave that at that. Right, so farmers. Sorry, let's go back to the builders first of all. We want them to initially, if there's a priority, will be to build. If they can't build, haul. Now, farmers, at the moment, they do weaving and tailoring. Well, we're not bothered about that. We've just created a crafter. No cooking or brewing. We'll let them do farming though. Can't actually remember what horticulture does now, but we'll leave. I think that could be to do with the trees, but we'll take that out. Right. Farming. We'll take out hauling. Actually, we'll leave that in there for now. We'll have it as lower priority, and we'll have them doing ranching as well. So that'll be looking after the animals and culling any excess animals. That'll be the farmers. Now on their priority list, then the primary thing we want them to do is farm, followed by it'll be any other agricultural tasks if we decide to put horticulture in later, followed by hauling. I can't see any rancher based abilities there. Well, that'll be okay with them. We'll see how that goes. Now who else we got? Now the rancher, I'm actually going to remove that one and make them and basically join them up with the woodcutter and the farmer. Now the woodcutters, we want them to do wood cutting, not carpentry or wood carving, as we've got a craft class. So that's wood cutting, horticulture, and hauling. Right. Grove, well that's to do with the trees. Agriculture, yeah, we'll stick that up there. What are they doing under agriculture? Yeah, okay. Hauling, we'll leave that at the bottom. As some of them aren't relevant. So the woodcutters will chop down any trees, do any horticulture, which I'm assuming is getting cuttings and planting new saplings. And they'll do any hauling and right, we'll just check the farmers again. We'll take ranching off the farmers, put it under the woodcutters. Right, so our builders will be our haulers and builders, constructors. Farmers will look after the farms and pastures. The woodcutters will do all the ranching, looking after the animals. They'll also do any chopping down any trees, and as a backup they'll also do hauling. Our miners will do mining and hauling. We won't need many of those guys, to be honest. Not yet. Blacksmith will remove, we won't need that. Engineer will remove. Jeweler. So that leaves us with 5 basic classes, right. So we have 2 farmers, 2 miners at the moment, a rancher, 2 woodcutters and 2 builders. Let's have a look at the overview. Right, we don't have it. Oh, hang on, hold on. Crafters. Right, okay, well, we don't need 2 miners. Who's the best miner? Kate is, so Dion, you're now a crafter. And Bipsy, no. Well, Tin is our soldier, so I think we'll make... No, I don't think we will actually. One of these 2, one of the woodcutters, Per or Una. Right. Well, Per's a carpenter, that'll do. There we go. Now, let's have a look at the overview. Now we've covered every job except for medic and caretaker. We've got at least 1 gnome that can do all the tasks. And the majority, we've got 2. Gardener. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Now the only other thing we want to do is very quickly, we want to change our formations. We've got 1 squad, the quick tighteners, with only 1 gnome in it, which is Tin, who's a builder. Now we want to create a squad for gnomes that aren't going to be involved in combat. I call it worker squads. So we'll call them worker now reserve militia. Militia 1. Now Militia 1 will have leather, They'll carry a torch in one hand and nothing in their right hand. Now, new position of worker. Their perk for being a worker will be increased vision range with a torch. They'll be wearing leather. We don't want them to pursue any targets. Retreat if bleeding. And maintain distance. Right, okay. Now, formation. We want workers. Their perk shall be keep your eyes open, they'll see a bit further. And this formation will be made up of workers. They won't perform attack orders, they'll avoid enemies. Now, that's militia 1, formation workers, and now we pick them. Now we want crafter. Oh. First two are the two crafters. We'll have the two farmers. And the miner. Now that's our first squadron, militia 1. Now they've already in a recent patch as well. There used to be a perk you could choose called militia, which would basically allow any gnomes that were in military squads who weren't carrying out any actions or assigned to any tasks, they'd carry out their normal duties based on the profession they were assigned. So if you had a builder basically and they were in a squad that wasn't assigned to do anything, they'd carry on their building tasks. So it was a good way of having a perk that would allow them to be like reserve troops. But in the later patch, in one of the new patches, they've actually just put that in by default, so you don't actually have to assign them that. Anyone who, as you can see with I think Tin the builder, he is carrying on doing his tasks because he hasn't been assigned to anything like guarding or training, which we will assign him to training once we've built it. So I think that's pretty good. We do need to assign the rest to squads as well. Militia 2, workers. Now the only ones that aren't in the squad are Tin, we've actually got him in the warrior squad. There's only the rancher and Bipsy the builder. We'll put them in there until we get more gnomes. Now militia 2 is made up of those. Little bug there. Formation should be workers. Oh no, sorry. That's the basic formation. Militia 2, workers, yeah. Right, that's all good. Right. So basically the only gnome that will carry out attack orders is Tin, who's there right now hauling. Has he got anything carried on him? No, he hasn't. Let's we want him to carry something. Hand axe. that took a bit of a while, but now we've got a bit of organisation. We've got our priority system a bit better worked out now. I've done that off camera, and we've set up our squads. Right, let's speed it up a little bit now, see what we can get going. Now we're building on the crude workshop. Yep, one of our crafters. Excellent. He'll be working. Oh, there we go. Now, what are we doing on the carpenter? Right, we're building the training dummies for the training room over there. There's our stonemason that's got all the blocks. Stone cutter, sorry. And he's got no space available, so he's got 20 blocks ready to go. That's why it's red. Actually saying there's a problem or it's full. Green means it's working or it's fine. Stonemason, it's not making anything at the moment. Nothing's needed. Yeah, he's sorting out the sawmill. Now let's quickly sort out this third grove here until we get something a little prettier worked out. Once we've cleared out these areas down here, we'll get some better farms. At the moment I'm just trying to be a little bit more self-contained. So new day. Right, let's put it on normal speed. Let's do a grove. Oh well, really we want to get rid of all these trees on this level now so we can put pines in. So let's fell the trees here. As you can see, they're planting the saplings there for the apple trees on the top grove. Yeah, priority of 7, and they're doing it on the beech trees there for that grove there. Oh, there's a wild yak here. What's he doing? Ah, 1 male. Okay, we want 2 there. Maximum of 20 animals. Right, someone should come along now and grab that yak. I think it's a male yak. Yeah, because I'd basically set it to only allow 1 male yak on there. Now there is a lot of people go with the ratio of, I think it's 7 or 8 to 1, so they'll have 1 male for every 7 or 8 females, due to the rate at which they reproduce. So, but I'll have 2 in case a goblin gets up there somehow, which is unlikely, but you never know, and manages to kill the only breeding male I've got. Right, what's going on over here? Oh yeah, look, a bit of deforestation going on. Yeah, I'm going to need this one cleared. That's better. So many things to do. Actually, I think I'm going to make Tin, I'm going to make him a full-time soldier. Right, their perk is increase melee weapon damage for each member with a melee weapon. Defend gnomes and perform attack orders, excellent. Now we're going to give him we'll basically do any weapon in either hand, whatever he can get his hands on. Let's build a new profession. Soldier. Now I could do them, put him as a hauler so he'll also haul, but I'm not gonna. As well start as we mean to go on, we'll get a little army going. Now we'll assign Tin to be the soldier profession we just created. Now the quick tighteners, who he's a member of. Yeah, right, he's been assigned to that. Now we'll assign them a guard area. We'll put it by the could put it by the entrance, but there is a ramp there, so maybe it's better to put it on the ramp as this is the only way in. Yeah, we'll put it here. Now we'll assign this the quick tighteners, basically Tin, until we get a training room going. Speed up the time. We're still waiting for that sawmill to be built. We need everyone to wake up. The quality of their sleep affects how fast they work, as well as the food and drink that they're eating and drinking. Now, saying that, our drink's getting a little bit low. Now, I think we have got a well going there, and it has access to water, so that's okay. And the rain's keeping the water up, so there's Tin on guard. Good job, Tin. Now that's better. Now they're kicking on. The crude workshop isn't very efficient either, so you want to get the carpenter and sawmill going to replace that as soon as you can. Once they've built that sawmill, I'll set it up for the market stall. We're still waiting for them to chop down a lot of trees. Let's see what our woodcutters are doing. Okay. Una, she's idle. Just check we haven't made any mistakes on that. Woodcutter, what does Una do? Woodcutting, animal husbandry and butchery. Horticulture and hauling, right. Looks okay. Pastures. Sorry, pastures. Let's follow Una, see what she's up to. Oh, she's getting on with it. Just a lot to do. Oh yeah. That'll get done in time. That's better, they've put that yak back on the field. We've got 2 males and 1 female now. Milk's being produced. Oh, the drink is rising a little bit. Ah, there we go. Right, the workshop, the training room's been built. Let's pause that. We'll unassign the squad from the guard station. And we'll assign them to the training room. Training. Right, so now we'll build a market stall. Any table? Yeah. And any chair. Right, sawmill's been built. Let's pause that. We're going to get rid of that workshop. And the sawmill will now take over the tasks. It's set on 5, yeah, like all the workshops. Now we want them to do any logs, but we want them to keep crafting until we've got 30. Now let's see what happens here. Oh, here we go, they're starting to haul the wood now a little bit quicker. That's better. Let's get it all inside. Tin's training at the moment when he's not sleeping, but he'll be carrying out any attack orders if we need to. If we ever see any wild animals again. Honey bear. Oh, what did we just spot? Monitor lizard. Oh, it's a bit near. Hmm, 18 fighting. The only problem is we don't actually have any bandages yet. And that's the only way to stop a gnome from bleeding. So if you bleed, you're gonna die. Let's see what happens here. If he attacks, I'll have to attack him and defend the place with tin. Oh dear. Now, just a Sulligamigemi. Wow. Should be a member of one of the worker squadrons, so they should avoid them. So with the militia. Let's see. See if that a lizard's aggressive. 10th day of the first season. Safe at the moment. Oh, I don't like the way he looks. Oh, he's quick, isn't he? Well, Tim will defend any gnomes, so that's one good thing. Slowed the speed down to normal now. Right, I think on that note we'll leave that there for this episode. Tune in for episode 5 and we'll see what happens with this monitor lizard.